Okay, we apologize for the temporary glitch in the program, but once again, let me start fresh. My name is Irv Homer. We do this program Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, bringing you information, opinions, and attitudes that you don't hear anywhere else, possibly even a conspiracy or two. And we're broadcasting from irvhomer.com. My website for you to check out who I am is www.irvhomer.com. My email address is evilirv@irvhomer.com. And once again, I don't pretend to be the nicest guy in the world, because my opinions sometimes are rather radical and offends a lot of people. But basically, no one can dispute the fact that what I say happens to be the truth. And as they say many, many times, the truth hurts. And so you have to live with the truth or live your life as a lie. Whatever that case may be, that's up to you to determine whether you want to live your life as a lie or if you want to bear the truth and try to be able to approach life from a different way. We have an announcement to make that on Tuesday, February the 10th at 8 p.m., the Ron Tech Show will make its debut here. You can click on the Ron Tech Show on irvhomer.com. That's a program dedicated to answering all questions about computers. The RGH Computer Services has a Valentine's Day special, 25% off on scans of spyware, malware, virus, and cookies. And to contact RGH Computer Services, you simply call 215-322-8685. 215-322-8685. Let me remind you once again that we have no sponsors on this program because we do not want to offend folks who will take it out on the sponsors for things that I say. So hang on to your shorts, folks, because here it comes. Before we get into the meat of tonight's program, 1993, the World Trade Center was attacked. And if you recall, for those of you who are old enough to remember, the basement and the garage in the World Trade Center had an explosion. And they discovered who it was, and they arrested the people who were there and caught, apprehended, and they were incarcerated and are still in prison. That was the precursor, ladies and gentlemen, to the attack that took place on 9/11 in 2001. Now, putting things together, I am concerned about these fires in Coatesville, Pennsylvania. A curfew was instituted today that no one after 10 o'clock at night, unless they have permission to be out, will be apprehended and stopped. And with all of the Homeland Security, as I mentioned in previous programs, and all of the Secret Service and FBI and ATF and CIA, they still haven't found out who is doing it. My question is this. In making an analogy between the 1993 bombing of the World Trade Center garage, is this a precursor to setting fires in major cities? Is this a precursor to a major city arson attack? And are the people that we have in charge of protecting us perceptive enough to make explorations into the area of the things that I've discussed? The last program I had made reference to the fact that with the present world economy, the problems that exist in the world today, what was destroyed in the 7 buildings of the World Trade Center? How many countries were in the World Trade Center? What information was lost in the World Trade Center at 9/11? Were there irretrievable computers that were lost? Laptop computers, hard copy, paper, financial transactions. And And as a result of doing that, I've received some phone calls and some emails of people who added and extrapolated on my theory. One, that there were 29 major countries who had high security clearance in the World Trade Center. I don't know what high security clearance is when you're dealing in international trade, but apparently to get into that building, to get into those offices, you had to meet certain security standards. And I maintain that eventually my theory will hit the major news media. There are people that are asking me questions that I don't know the answer to. Why did I think of it? I don't know. Do you have any inside information? Or no, I don't. Have you spoken to anyone from the World Trade Center? Any of the victims? No. It's just something that seemed very strange that the whole world, in the world of trade and commerce and finance, is being affected after 8 years of trying to recoup losses, recreate files, relocate the operations of the companies that were in the World Trade Center in diverse areas all over the world. And what percentage of the information has been recreated as a result of the World Trade Center bombing? I don't know. In the meantime, we are spending money with this stimulus package, and all day long today, it has been the stimulus package and the cooperation between the Democrats and the Republicans. The Democrats are doing it for their purpose, the Republicans are for their purpose. Meantime, the stock market went up. Robert Reich, former Secretary of Labor under the Clinton administration, said, well, the stock market is anticipating the $800 billion that will be spent in the stimulus package. Other theories are that the stock market went up because as more people get laid off, the profits of the companies remaining in the stock market will naturally proportionally increase because they don't have the salaries to pay. But I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't got the faintest damn idea of what the hell is going on. There are too many loose ends around for me to be satisfied. And the question is, I see the same faces in Washington on television, on C-SPAN, CNN, MSNBC, that were in office at the time all of this took place. Now, those who created the problems, allegedly the heads of corporations, those people that we have elected to government in the United States have been guilty of allowing this to happen, whether it is through lack of control, lack of investigation, stupid things like the fact that you can't even eat a peanut butter sandwich today that you buy in a vending machine because the Food and Drug Administration never checked the peanut company. Now, when you have that irresponsible government that we have in this country, like the Food and Drug Administration, that can't find out whether or not peanut butter has salmonella in it, or someone to inspect that plant, we don't have to worry about terrorism. We've got over 800 and some people that became ill because of salmonella. And one of the things that we love to feed our kids, and that's peanut butter crackers, or peanut butter sandwiches, or peanut butter popcorn. You can't get peanuts on an airplane because people have allergies to peanuts. So after the scare of peanut allergies, where they've removed those little peanut packs off aircraft, you would assume that the Food and Drug Administration, that has a tremendous big budget would look into the possibility of not only the possibility of contamination in a peanut factory, but what is causing the allergies to peanuts. I know it's an infinitesimally small thing to be concerned about. But if we didn't spend money as taxpayers to have the Food and Drug Administration protect us with the things that are available to us, wouldn't bother me. But we place our unlimited trust in these organizations that we pay taxes for, and you can't even feel safe eating a lousy peanut butter sandwich. And this is unconscionable. We're speaking to a restaurant owner last night when we went out to dine. Well, I mentioned Valley Stream Inn, who's been a friend of mine for years and a sponsor for years on the other station, who was talking about the increased price of wings. He has a special on Wednesday and Thursday night. Or you can eat wings, mussels, and shrimp for $4.95 as long as your bill is more than $10. And he was talking about the outrageous cost of wings from, I think, $1.25 to $1.95. Well, two things have caused it. Number one is the pig bowl that I call it. You may call it the wing bowl, but I call it the pig bowl, where a bunch of crazy slobs gulp down wings to win a car, win some damn thing, while 20,000 sick sons of bitches get up 3 o'clock in the morning to watch a bunch of pigs eat all the wings they can eat. Now, folks, that is a sick society, and if we would watch that from another country, we'd say, look at those crazy people over there. Well, we've got crazies right here in America that slop down food while 20,000 people pay admission to go in and watch them slop down food. And yet we insult the hogs and the pigs in our barnyards when the human beings in America are getting just as bad as the pigs. But the real cause of the price of chickens and wings is from the plant in Idaho. That plant in Idaho was shut down. It was the biggest chicken processing plant in America, owned by Orthodox Jews who had 300 illegal immigrants working in that chicken factory. And the immigration authorities shut the plant down, arrested the 300 employees, and so the price of chicken wings escalated from $1.25 to $1.95 in America. Now, you would seem, with the unemployment rate that it is today, that there would have been 300 people available from the unemployment pool to learn how to pluck chickens or whatever the hell they do in a chicken factory and keep that plant open. There was no contamination in that chicken plant. There was no violations of the health laws or the health code in that chicken plant. So our chickens at least were safe. So the immigration authorities shut down the chicken plant, deny America the opportunity to buy chicken parts at a reasonable price, while they totally ignore a peanut butter factory that pours out salmonella-contained peanut. Are we nuts? That's going to be my next book, Are We Nuts? We have a telephone call, and our telephone number, once again, is 215-253-8877. You're on the air, sir.
Hello, Irv.
Hiya.
Hi there. I'm going to turn my radio down. Great to talk to you. I wanted to tell you I've been trying to get through to Sean Hannity because I have been I made it a goal to try to get through to them at any one of these stations, Limbaugh or any, to try to see if I can pose a different perspective. And last week, I actually got through to one of their screeners and said, I don't know why you guys are afraid of the fair, equal time.
Fairness doctrine.
Doctrine.
The fairness
I said,
doctrine.
I have a different perspective. And she said, well, let's hear it. So she screened and listened to what I said. I said, I think that we have to dispel the myths that Sean Hannity is putting out there. And she said, well, we aren't going to let you talk that way. We aren't going to let you use the word myth. I firsthand got a taste of what those guys are doing with these shows. It's totally screening, totally not allowing anyone with a perspective other than what these guys are putting out there. I wish the public could try to call in and find out what it's like. Try to call in with any kind of perspective different than what they're putting out there. It's unbelievable. So anyway, I had to call and tell you that.
No, you're right, and that's why I've said many times, if these guys were fair, they wouldn't be afraid of the fairness doctrine. And I'm sure, as I've said, and I've been, quoted in various articles, I don't want Hannity or Limbaugh or any of them removed from the air. I don't know what they're afraid of. What I want is equal time on those radio stations with another moderator with a different point of view, sharing that radio station, not eliminating those guys. I believe in the First Amendment, but I also believe in fair and balanced programming, and to hear a continuum of day after day after day after day on these radio stations that are so far to the right and so Republican oriented, to a point where politicians are afraid of these guys, it makes me live in fear in this country. I'll be afraid of an enemy with a bomb or a nuclear weapon, but I'll be damned if I would be afraid of some guy on radio unless there is an opportunity to pose a point. But you're right, you won't get through to these guys. And this is what more people should be aware of what you tried